Buccaneers Saints review. What is there to say? Worst of the worst. These are the end times. This is the worst possible situation, the worst possible scenario. We talked about the offense getting going. We talked about, can the offense kind of show us something? Can it score 30 plus points? LOL, 30 plus points. How about score a touchdown? I can't believe what I watched. It is 4:30 a.m. October 2nd on a Monday. The game yesterday, sick to my stomach. Honestly, last night I had indigestion. I had heartburn. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the state of the Saints. We're going to talk about the future of the Saints. We're going to talk about the whole thing. Go in the comments below if there was ever a video for you to pop off. If there was ever a video for you to get in the comments and let me know how disgusted you are with the putrid performance you saw yesterday. But first, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. I took this video yesterday walking back from the Dome. Look at the missed opportunity here from the entrepreneurs. If you can see the entrepreneurs here, it makes me sick that I couldn't get into these ice chests. Look at these videos. Guys, an entrepreneur pushing an ice chest. You see another ice chest sitting here. Pause the video real quick. You can see in the ice chest a random green bottle. It's probably a Heineken. Who knows what's in there? There was entrepreneurs all over the street outside of the Superdome trying to sell their wares, and no one was buying because everyone was so pissed. I saw one guy, he was saying, cold beer, cold beer. He didn't even have an ice chest. I'm not even sure what would have happened if I would have approached him and said, I'll take a beer. It might have been in his pocket, and I'll tell you this, if it was in his pocket, there was nothing cold about it. Well, let's go ahead and get back to the game here. I mean, look, I don't want to be a knee-jerk reaction. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be, the sky is falling, but it is. This is the worst of the worst. Here's the facts. The Saints are the worst offense in the NFL by a wide margin. We have scored 4 touchdowns on the season. We have all of our starters back. I don't care if Derek Carr wasn't 100%. It doesn't matter. We had everyone back. Alvin Kamara back. We had healthy Michael Thomas. We have a healthy Chris Olave. And look what we did at home against a below average Buccaneers team. Got absolutely embarrassed. Dominated. Could not move the ball at all. And again, guys, thank God for Blake Grupe. We talked about Blake Grupe before. Thank God for Blake Grupe. He was the best player on the field. Look at these numbers. These numbers are going to ruin my day. Derek Carr, 23 of 37 for 127 yards. Now you wonder, how's that even possible? Because of the next stat line I'm about to tell you. Alvin Kamara, 13 catches for 33 yards. How is that possible? How could you possibly catch 13 passes for 33 yards? I'll tell you how. Everything we do is at the line of scrimmage. Everything we do is short. What we don't do is a 10-yard pass. What we don't do is an 11, 12-yard slant route, post route, deep ball, whatever. If it's a deep ball, it's incomplete or it's thrown away or it's just a free play, but we're never pushing the ball. Do you notice anything else with this stat line that sticks out? How about Chris Olave having 1 reception? We lost by 15. And we lost by 15. And Chris Olave has 1 reception. How is that possible? How are we not just slinging the ball to our receivers? Michael Thomas, 4 receptions. It's unbelievable. It really is. When you look at this box score, it's almost like they tried to make it as bad as possible. And the worst part of it is, I actually thought Pete Carmichael called a pretty good game early on. Like the first couple of drives, there was a ton of movement. There was a ton of creativity. There was a ton of getting Alvin involved in the passing game. I was in my seats, and I was honestly saying, man, okay. I almost tweeted, and thank God I didn't. I would have had to deactivate my Twitter. I almost tweeted, Pete Carmichael is calling a good game. That was the first drive. First 2 drives. First 2 drives were good. Then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Look, we don't really have to talk about the actual game too much because of how embarrassing the game was. But let's put this into perspective. Pete Carmichael has to be fired this week. That's just straight up. Straight bottom line, straight up. You hate to call for people's jobs. You hate to put it on one person. It ain't working. The experiment is over. Pete Carmichael cannot do it. He cannot call. He is not an offensive coordinator. I don't know what the hell he's been doing for 17 years. I don't know how he has worked for the New Orleans Saints for 17 years as an offensive coordinator and can't do it. He cannot do it. Fire him. There's no way. There is no way after this performance. I say this performance, but really after this performance, combined with last week's performance, combined with the week before's performance, combined with the week before's performance, there's no way you can do all of that and then roll Pete Carmichael back out in New England and in Houston and against the Jaguars and say, this is our play caller. No way you can do that to the fans. Get rid of him. Let Ronald Curry call the offense for the rest of the season. Auction off the offensive coordinator position and let a fan call the plays for every game. Just rotate fans. Because they can do the same thing that this team is doing. They can do this. Get Pete Carmichael out of here. I'm tired of looking at him. I'm tired of talking about him. Fire him. Figure something out in the offseason. Head coach, it ain't Dennis Allen. That experiment's over too. That's over with. Dennis Allen, someone look up right now in the comments below. Please put it. What is Dennis Allen's coaching record as a head coach? Spoiler alert, it's ass. He's not a head coach. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's a good defensive coordinator. I don't care. He's not a head coach. Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen need to be gone. I understand they're not going to fire both of them right now. I'm fine with Dennis Allen remaining as the head coach for the rest of the season and then firing him. Or letting him take a demotion. I don't, whatever. I don't care. But Pete Carmichael's got to go. You got to make a change. There's no way you can do this to the fans. And let me say this too. And this pains me to say. What is Derek Carr doing? What's he doing for us? What's the excuse now? I mean, look. This ain't it. These 4 games that Derek Carr has given us. Let's look at these 4 games. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this right here, a 45 QBR. Look at everything. Look at the average. 6.3, 5.7, 3.4. I understand he got hurt in Green Bay, so this is like 3.5 games. But is this what we paid him for? Is this the results? I mean, what is it? Is it all the offensive line? Is it all just getting used to his receivers and the scheme? I get dragged once a week in the comments because before we signed Derek Carr, I was a little hesitant. And I said, results-wise, is it that much different than Andy Dalton? Boy, do I hate being right. Boy, do I hate being right. Because right now, this is pretty Andy Dalton-esque. Let me show y'all something else. I got to give this guy his flowers. All week, we made fun of Justin Fields, right? All week. Look at this. Look at Justin Fields today. 28 for 35, or yesterday. 28 for 35, 335 yards. But this is the one I want to show y'all. He had 4 passing touchdowns yesterday against the Broncos. We have 4 offensive touchdowns on the whole season. On the entire year, we have 4 touchdowns. It's taken us a month to score as many touchdowns as Justin Fields scored in 4 quarters. And this is Justin Fields. Justin Fields is not good. I'm going to say something controversial yet brave here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the worst. This is the lowest point the Saints have been since the 2005 season when we went 3-13 with Jim Haslett. Jim Haslett's last season. And you may say, that's kind of crazy. It's not crazy. Because every other year, there was an excuse. Breeze is hurt. Breeze is gone. Peyton's trying to figure it out. We've got injuries. Michael Thomas is injured. We just need a quarterback. The defense is bad. Alvin Kamara's hurt. Olave's young. like for the last 15 years, we've either been really good, or that's even more than 15. It's almost 18 years. We've either been good, or there's a reason why we're struggling. But it's never been this. We've never been the worst offense in the NFL. We have too many good players. I don't know if y'all could hear that. It's a motorcycle rally outside of my apartment window at 5 a.m. on a Monday morning. I mean, unbelievable. I got Evel Knievel flying down the road. I guess I don't blame them. That's what happens when you watch a game like that. You get on the hot rod. We're the worst offense in the NFL with playmakers that we have. Think about bad. I don't even know who else are bad offenses, because it's hard to say there's a bad offense when you're the worst offense. But when you look at offenses like the Bears, like the Broncos, like Houston, I'm just picking bad. Carolina, Indianapolis, all these teams score a ton of points. The Giants, all these bad. Atlanta, we have a better roster. We have better playmakers. We should be better. Derek Carr, paid a ton of money, franchise quarterback. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, former offensive player of the year, healthy, playing good. Chris Olave, young superstar receiver. We have players, and we cannot score. And I say score, but we can't even really get in the red zone. Like yesterday, we weren't even close to scoring. The first drive, if Taysom doesn't slip on third down, we might get a first down. We might have a couple red zone play. We had 2 plays in the red zone the entire game at home. How's it? I just don't understand this. Like, I don't understand. Oh, I do understand it. It's because of Pete Carmichael, and it's because of Dennis Allen. But look, this is the lowest point. This is rock bottom for the Saints. 100%. This is that season. This is right before the Sean Payton era. This is as bad as it gets. This is worse than last year. We look so much worse right now than we did last year. I mean, let's just look at last year. How do I even get there? Stats. Okay, let's look at 2022. I don't know if I can get to the scores here. If you look at Dalton, let's look at Dalton's game log. This is this year. Let's go last year. I cut my arm off for this. I mean, look at these numbers. I can't even fathom 2 passing touchdowns. I can't even fathom 3 passing touchdowns. Average, look at this, 9.3 average, 8.2, 8.9, 10, 7, 7, 7. We haven't seen any of this. Longest, look at these, 58, 40. I'm not even sure. We had 197 total yards of offense yesterday. 197 total yards of offense. How crazy is that? Here's our season last year. 27 points. So that's more points than we scored the entire season this year. Then we go on a slide. 10, 14, 25. 25 is more. This is in London. 25 is more points than we've scored all season this year. 39, could y'all imagine scoring 39 points? 26, also more. Like, look at this. We're offensively better last year. That is sickening. That is sickening. So what do we do? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I think you got to rebuild. I mean, I think you just rebuild. I think this is it. You know, like you can't. You cannot put this product on the field, and you can't say maybe they'll turn it around. Turn it around. At this point, scoring a single touchdown would be turning it around. We haven't scored a touchdown in like 7 quarters. Turn it around to what? To just having a functional offense? I mean, there's no way this team's going to compete. Like, there's no way this team is going to actually compete for anything. 10 wins. NFC South. NFC. LOL. They can't score. They might as well go play versus Rummel High School in Metairie. I mean, you 9 points at home. And that's almost kind of misleading. Because, like I said, we never threatened to score. We never were in the red zone. So the fact that Blake Grupe saved us, and this is the kind of stuff, like, no one's going to talk about this with Blake Grupe, right? No one's going to talk about him going 3 for 3 this game, saving us from getting shut out at home. They're only going to talk about him missing a kick in Green Bay. Unreal. I mean, I think in the short term, we have to get rid of Carmichael. We have to get rid of Allen. After that, I mean, just blow it up. I don't know. Like just start offloading people, because it just doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that we have a good defense. So offload Lattimore, offload Thomas, like offload the people you can get draft capital for, and let's rebuild. Let's go through another 3-4 year rebuilding process. That's what it's going to take, because you got to get rid of some of these contracts. You got to get rid of some of these aging players. We just need a new core. We need a new philosophy. It's so disappointing, because I believed in this team. Obviously, y'all know that. I was on here every week saying we were going to be the 1 seed. Joke's on me. I might as well go paint my face. and put a big red ball on my nose, because I'm the biggest clown in the world. Where are my red shoes? Where are my size 18 red shoes? Because I might as well be Bozo the Clown, coming on here every single day, every week in the offseason, and saying we are going to win, that we're going to win the NFC, that we're going to win the NFC South, that we're going to win 12 games. My God, they should institutionalize me. I feel like I'm in Shutter Island. I feel like I'm insane for saying that stuff. We're going to win the NFC. We can't even score. We can't score. They should have picked the Saints to play on the U.S. Ryder Cup team, because no one scores lower than us. We're the greatest golfer to ever live. Nothing but low scores. You don't got to worry about us putting up a big number. I mean, this is so disheartening. If people in the dome, I had 3 dome dogs trying to fix the momentum. No condiments, dry. You know how hard that is? Dry. Just bam, 3 of them. Didn't fix anything. In the dome, people were just shocked, I think. They weren't mad, they were shocked. They were shocked at how bad this was. You know what else was kind of funny? This is another play that I thought was funny. This has nothing to do with the impact of the game, but I think it was on the first or second possession. It was a first possession. It was on 4th and 1. And tell me if y'all remember this. It was 4th and 1. We run 4th and 1. We run Taysom out of the backfield, but we direct snap it to him with no quarterback. Derek Carr is lined up at fullback as the lead blocker. This goes to show how lost this team is. So get this. I mean, think about it. We need 1 yard. We need an inch. It's 4th and 1. So we snap it 4 yards into the backfield on a direct snap. We need 1 yard. Let's make it 4. And then we put our injured quarterback, who just came off of an AC sprain, who was a game time decision. We put him as the lead blocker. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this up. We've got Derek Carr with a busted shoulder acting like Mike Allstott, leading for Taysom Hill in the first possession of the game. Those are the kind of situational things where it's just like... Here's another one. Before the half, before the 2-minute warning, we punted. It was like 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. The clock's running. We had like 30 seconds on the play clock. In the stands, I turned and I said, they should let this run to the 2-minute warning. Why? Because if you let it run, you're punting. You have like 2 timeouts. Your offense isn't doing anything. There's no way you're expecting to stop them, get the ball back, and do something. So I'm saying just let it run. Go to the 2-minute warning, then punt to where you're killing like a minute, because you're going to take 30 seconds off the clock. Then they have to run a play. Then they either call a timeout or they let another 30 seconds run off the clock. And you get closer to halftime. They don't. They just punt it with like 2:10 left. Bucks get a free play, get to the 2-minute warning, don't have to call a timeout. Like, it's situational stuff like that where I just don't know what these guys are doing. I mean, this is just, the product is so bad. I mean, we're going to be talking about this all week because there's no point in previewing the games anymore. There's no point in previewing Patriots, Saints versus Patriots, Saints versus Texans. Why even preview it when the product is going to be this bad? If I wanted to be this disappointed, I would just go watch Pelicans highlights. I mean, we need a serious change. I know it's one game. It's really not, though. It's 4 games. But this ain't it. This ain't the move. I mean, Derek Carr, 23 for 37, 127 yards, 3.4 average. And 13 of those 23 were to Alvin Kamara for about a foot and a half a catch. So really, he had 10 completions. 10 completions to people that weren't Alvin Kamara. 1 completion to Chris Olave. I mean, this is just as bad as it gets. Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel. Let me know the whole thing. I mean, this is a shocking time. Vent in the comments below. What do we do? Fire Carmichael, fire Allen. What next? So do we start offloading players? Do we start looking towards the future? What do we do? Because it's not just roll this team out next week. That's not the answer. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Sorry we had to wait until Monday morning to do the recap. Home games are a little difficult, but I appreciate you watching. Thank you. I will see you in the next video.